On October 11, 2025, a rare snowstorm suddenly swept across the states of Indiana and Illinois, bringing unusually heavy and intense snowfall, something almost unheard of so early in the season. From Chicago to South Bend, the entire region was blanketed in white as snow poured down relentlessly with no sign of stopping. The storm quickly threw everything into chaos. Major highways became paralyzed, vehicles lost traction, and chain reaction crashes occurred as visibility dropped to nearly zero.
We're here on I-94 and I-65 in Gary, Indiana, in a very intense lake effect snow band, and at the interchange, currently at a standstill, multiple accidents, and blinding conditions.
The heavy snowfall in a short period quickly blanketed entire highways, bringing the transportation system to a near standstill. Roads were covered in thick, slippery layers of snow, causing vehicles to lose traction, skid easily, and making it extremely difficult for drivers to maintain control. On top of that, the snowfall severely reduced visibility, leaving drivers barely able to see what was ahead and significantly increasing the risk of chain reaction crashes. Even when attempting to move, vehicles were forced to crawl at extremely slow speeds. Many became stranded on the road, unable to push through the deep snow or trapped in long lines of traffic congestion. These harsh weather conditions not only disrupted travel, but also created dangerous situations for everyone on the road. Not only did it make traveling difficult for moving vehicles, but even those that were parked or stationary were rendered almost helpless against the thick layers of snow. As the snow continued to accumulate over time, it gradually covered the wheels, the undercarriage, and in some cases nearly buried entire vehicles if not addressed promptly. This made restarting and moving again extremely difficult as the wheels became stuck and lost all traction with the road. Several vehicles suffered breakdowns under the harsh conditions, and in many cases, serious accidents occurred, leaving them unable to move on their own. In such situations, the assistance of emergency rescue teams became essential, as they had to respond quickly to help those in distress, ensure safety, and handle the aftermath on the roadway.
This is some of the most insane snowflakes I've ever seen in my life. Look at this. It's like golf balls.
Even more concerning, the snowfall didn't just occur briefly but continued for several consecutive days, causing the snow to accumulate thicker and become increasingly difficult to manage. Each new layer piled on top of the old one, forming large, heavy masses of compacted and frozen snow, making cleanup extremely exhausting and time-consuming. This not only put immense pressure on the transportation system, but also severely disrupted people's daily lives. The roads that had just been cleared were quickly covered again, making recovery efforts nearly pointless if the weather didn't improve. At the same time, the prolonged low temperatures caused the snow to freeze into slippery ice, increasing the risk of accidents and making travel even more dangerous. The extended duration of this snowfall ultimately turned a difficult situation into a full-blown crisis for the entire region.
Will the relax stay warm and dark in the You too.
Highways became heavily congested for miles due to thick layers of snow, leaving traffic nearly at a complete standstill. The situation grew even worse at night when limited lighting combined with heavy snowfall drastically reduced visibility. Drivers were forced to navigate in near-blind conditions, making it extremely difficult to judge distances from the vehicles ahead or spot obstacles on the road. Moreover, the sharp drop in nighttime temperatures caused the snow on the roads to freeze into ice, turning many sections into extremely dangerous slippery traps. Even a small mistake could lead to loss of control or chain reaction collisions. Under such conditions, travel was not only slow but also highly risky, especially for vehicles forced to drive through the night in these harsh weather conditions. From above, the extent of the snow coverage becomes strikingly clear, so overwhelming that it nearly erases all familiar features of the ground. Roads that were once busy are now completely buried, blending into a vast white landscape where it's almost impossible to distinguish any route unless it has been cleared. Lane markings, road edges, and even entire pathways disappear beneath the thick layers of snow, making the entire area look like an endless white blanket. Not only the roads, but houses, vehicles, and trees are also covered in snow, creating a scene that is both breathtaking and deeply concerning. From this aerial perspective, everything appears unusually still, as if the entire region has been frozen in place under a heavy layer of snow, highlighting the sheer scale and severity of the storm.